Well, two very different London clubs have been creeping closer together for years, and Saturday saw the process reach its conclusion. Here's Chris Legg.
And listen to the noise, listen to the chant. We are staying up.
Just 4 years ago this weekend, Charlton beat Newcastle, a result they thought would keep them in the Premier League. The previous day, Dagenham and Redbridge took part in a rather less glamorous fixture, drawing 1-1 with Forest Green in the conference.
How times have changed.
The tears which greeted the end of Charlton's 7-season stay in the Premier League were shed a month after the Daggers celebrated promotion to the Football League. The Addicts slide continued 2 years later as Alan Pardew and then Phil Parkinson were unable to stop them slipping into League One. Then last summer came a famous Wembley triumph which saw Dagenham promoted to the third tier. 4 years which have brought two teams who were once poles apart together.
Dagenham, playing Charlton, Football League, can't be better.
It's going to be amazing to play them today.
Short of, a West Ham or a Tottenham and Arsenal, that sort of thing, this is the biggest local derby this club could ever have.
It's huge, massive.
It's like a cup game. We'll have plenty of fans here, and we've got to make sure we match them.
The way the team's been playing lately, it's hard to be very optimistic.
We don't want to let our fans down. Our fans have been through the mill over the last few years.
You hope we still end on a high this season in terms of points, but we, I think, have all written the season off in terms of promotion.
One thing I want you to remember, yeah? They're in the same league as us. Their run of form ain't as good as ours. Yeah? Don't worry about who we're playing. Good.
So for the first time ever, Dagenham and Redbridge took to the Victoria Road pitch as Charlton's equals. The best of the visitors' few half chances came early on, before the Daggers twisted the knife into their fading playoff hopes.
It's deflected back to Nurse, who shoots, and that's the opening goal! John Nurse scores for Dagenham and Redbridge. It's his 7th goal of the season. It came from nothing.
And it was a former Charlton schoolboy who inflicted yet more pain.
Into the area, shot driven in by Danny Green. Oh, that's an absolutely magnificent second goal. Dagenham and Redbridge thoroughly deserve it. Green with the snapshot, edge of the area, into the roof of the net.
Joy for the Daggers, despair for Charlton.
Phillips can't reach it, now he can. Drives it across, Nouble's there.
A late consolation doing nothing to prevent the criticism that came the way of the team and the manager at the final whistle.
I've just asked everyone to dig deep and look inside themselves, because it's a tough period for everyone.
For Dagenham, though, a win that does wonders for their hopes of staying up.
As we said before, don't worry about big names, don't worry about big clubs. Big clubs are here. Big clubs are really hard.
To beat Charlton in front of your own fans here, does it feel like a dream?
Oh, it's just fantastic. But, from early days here, it's just been dream after dream, fairy tale after fairy tale, and it's absolutely fantastic.
With so many players out of contract in the summer, do you fear some of that uncertainty might be having a bearing on the form?
It could well do. It's our livelihoods and people thinking about their futures. And I want them to show the supporters and the owners that they want to be here. We've got some tough times that we're going to have to come through in the rebirth of Charlton Athletic.
We'll come to Dagenham and Redbridge in a while because some Dagenham fans are calling it their best ever result. But from a Charlton point of view, Brighty, what is going wrong?
I mean, it's hard to put your finger on it. I mean, Chris won, 4 of his first 5 games, which is a fantastic start. Crowd were all behind him, lost 7 of the last 8. Johnny Jackson's been missing for the last 5 games. I think they're talking about a couple of games which I think Notts County, which was very, very close. I think the penalty was missed by Brandon Wright-Phillips would probably normally be taken by Johnny Jackson. That might have gotten them the point. Little things, but Saturday, Tuesday, they haven't been allowed to work on their weaknesses, and it's just confidence sapping away, as we've seen with some of the goals.
Do you think Chris Legg hit the nail on the head when he asked Chris Powell about the contract situation of so many players? Can that affect a squad when you know so many are out of contract at the end of a season?
I think so, Mark, yeah. It's football's a changing game now, difficult. Clubs are hanging on to the last minute. Some clubs leave it right to the death to give the contracts out, and some give them early. I'm a big believer in, if you want that player for next year, I think sign him up, get his head right, and you'll get results on the pitch. But you know, if you're not sure about someone, he's got to go the whole way and perform for his contract. So I feel for Chris. He's got a tough job there.
This second goal is disastrous from a Charlton point of view,
Just like a confidence all the way round, and I think the ball comes in. I think it's Christian Daly who allows it to run across his body. As he allows it to run here, I'm not sure if he's thinking he's got time to clear it, but just look how it's punished. And those things happen all the time when there's a lack of confidence. When you're confident, people clear, they shout. This is a consolation, yeah. Nouble, yeah.
It was too late. From a Dagenham point of view, the two well-worked goals, well taken by John Nurse and Danny Green. You've worked with John still. He's a friend of the show.
Yeah.
What's he like to play under?
A big part of my early development at Lincoln City was he was assistant manager to John Beck. So, I mean, his enthusiasm's still the same, you know. 15, 20 years later, he's such a nice guy and such a purist of the game, you know. He's got his methods, he knows how he wants to play, and he gets results, and what a big game for him to win, you know, local derby.
4 points.